Ha! Greetings, people of the interwebs. How's everybody doing? Oh, that's flashy again, isn't it? Get rid of the gold. Let me neck. Oh, we're just gonna have to put up with it. We're gonna have to put up with it. How's everybody doing? I see we've got 3 people viewing. That's nearly twice as many friends as I actually have in real life there. So we've got Bad Books. Hi, Bad Books. Hope you've had a good day. Somebody called a Judge. Don't know who that is. And Jimmy Quinn. Hi, Jimmy Quinn. Yeah, how's everything going? Everybody had a good day? Anything exciting happened? Oh, is that Liz? Hi, Liz. You alright? Hey, Greenwood. Hey up. Hey up, Simon at Interwebs. How's everybody doing? I really need to sort out a webcam closer to my to computer because I'm sat there like that. Ooh, what's going on? I've also found an analytics page as well on this live stream, which is weird. There's something that says enable DVR, which I've no idea what it does, but it's on. So there we go. Petrol headers. Howdy. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good week so far? Oh, we're hitting that the stream being a bit behind everything else, aren't we? Lovely weather in Norfolk today. Yeah, it's not been too bad here, to be honest, Jimmy. Which is even more depressing when I'm sat in a room all day talking to people on phone and I can't go out and do stuff with car. It's très annoying. Has anybody managing to sort of do anything now though the weather's getting a bit better? I know it's been a bit cold, hasn't it? But at least it's not been like peeing it down. Well, not yet. Hey up, Rob. How's that doing? I saw that you found a fellow BRM today, and I hadn't realised in my BRM innocent state that the orange grill bit that you could spec it to be silver and apparently black. I don't think I've ever seen a black one. I've seen silver ones and thought someone had painted them themselves, but yeah, I think they look better in orange. Hey up, Simone, how's it doing? That's a long way, isn't it? The internet's work from right down there in south to right up here in nearly north. I can't say proper north because we're not obviously proper north, are we? We're like southerners to Newcastleians and super southerners to Scotlanders. Everyone's in Norfolk. Is it a new party county? Or is it because these are just loads of broads? Hey, you're knackered, Rob. I'm not surprised you've been like super busy at work, haven't you? I know that feeling. To be honest, it's like with what I do. Busiest time of year is sort of before tax year end. So everybody wants to take the money out or pay money in. Oh, well, I hope you're having a good time, Simone, on there. It's nice to be out, isn't it? Paul! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh, and that is something that Bota mentioned the other day. Petrol headers, message retracted. What's the message retracted? I agree, Rob. Yeah, BRM grills, they should be orange like David Dickerson and Dale Winton's Love Child. Now there's a thought. Sunny Wales. Is that a different Wales to the one I know? Because the one I know is normally not sunny. Oh yeah, I can imagine, Jimmy. Yeah, the only time I ever really go to London is when we need to get sort of like Julie's passport renewed or something, and the only bits I ever see is from the coach station to the French consulate, and then I have to hang around outside for an hour while she gets seen because I'm not allowed in there, and then back to the coach station. I never really hang around in London. Oh yeah, Bad Books. What did you do? Pingu Concord. L8. I'm not too bad, thanks, Pingu. Not too bad. I think a cat's just entered. Oh, it's Jack. Let's pray that he stays in his bed because he's annoying. No, there's no trolls tonight, not that I've seen anyway. Send her home, Jimmy. Rude. She's in chat as well. She might see that. Boat is on after mustard, I think, tonight, Simone. The poll, bad books. It's just I don't know, just random. I've never used one before. I don't. It kind of collapses it when I put it up there, so I only see the top. Oh, hang on, I click on it and it gives it. So out of 5 people, 4 would answer the poll question, and one person would Nobody has said no. Nobody's gone ironic on there. So there we go. Can I compress that again? Yay, that's cool. Yeah, there's some cool features. There's another one. What is it? Let's have a look. Start a question and answers thing, but yeah, I'm not ready for that. You didn't. Why, Paul? Why did you not put Ben? Just put Well, I thought, seems what we in 7 minutes in, got 10 people viewing. That's quite good. That's like 5 times more friends than I've actually got. Yeah. Wow. People are outside. Oh, Rob, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it by telling us. We don't want you to spoil the Great Wiper debate. Not after Boaty went off on one for me having a for me doing my version, and then yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. To be honest, I am. Although I have to say, my original thoughts was on Margaret. I'd want to sort of keep the non-Euro ones, the original. What do you call them? What do you call the non-Aero ones? Come on, somebody tell me what you call the non-Aero wipers. I'm not saying anything until someone tells me. Crap! Hang on, I think that answer needs a fluting there, Jimmy. You ready? I'm a professional flutist, even though this is a penny whistle. Forget about that. There you go, Jimmy Quinn. That's just for you. Yeah, so I prefer. See, I always. We Owen Screen Wipers is a good name for him, isn't it? Bad Books. Yeah, I think with Margaret, I always prefer to put the original sort of metal ones on. But the other day, I fitted a set of, well, you've seen Euroblade ones on Henrietta. And at first I thought, oh, it's all right, they're not too bad because Henny's quite a big car. And Aeroblades are quite chunky, aren't they? So it kind of fitted. But the more I look at it, the more I think I need to put original ones back on. And the Euroblade ones I got are actually terrible. So I think I'm just going to get another set of proper wiper blades. Proper wiper blades. Not these fly-by-night Euro blades, honestly. Pingu Concord says, how are you getting on with HPie? Not bad. So the latest set of videos is Henrietta based. I think the first one comes out on Saturday, and it'll be a 3-parter. So I'm kind of getting my videos worth out of her. But it's interesting. It's not. I hope you enjoy it. To be honest, most of the things that I do, I hope people enjoy watching them, even if it's just me being a bit cack-handedly having a go at doing stuff and not necessarily doing it right, but just having a crack at stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It'll be such a shock. Oh my god, you're going to be. You need to make sure you've got somewhere to sit down. You'll be so excited by the subject matter of the latest Henny series. It'll blow your tiny minds, and if you've not got tiny minds, it'll still blow them. It'll blow your big minds and your tiny minds in equal measure. That's how amazing this latest tennis series is. Trace, I can't play this. Like, I don't know whether it's, well, it is me because I'm crap at anything like that you have to use like breath for. But it just seems to, it doesn't seem to be a very stable no. Like, you see if I can, you have to breathe really like softly, and I'm not used to that. See, it's just rubbish. Yeah, we're only like a quid or something from a second-hand thing. Right, what we got here? Who's talking? So Bad Book says, I've always kept whatever original, had Euroblades for years on my modern company cars, and they last and perform well. That's true, Bad Books. Harriet was the car we had before the Civic Fiesta, and that had Euroblades on, and I put a set of Bosch ones on when we bought her, and yeah, they were still perfectly fine when we got rid of her. The Civic Godzilla's got Euro. Why do I keep calling them Euroblades? I'm like, I can't have made that up. Maybe I have made that up. Aeroblades on, and they're fine. But they had relatively flat windscreens. I'm wondering whether that's a thing. Yeah. Botu wants to know how much you would need to shave off your beard. This beard's never getting shaven off, shaven off, removed. Yeah. Not. It's not on. Will it fit? Will what fit? It's like recorder class when I was 5 years old without the dodgy teacher. Dear. Do we need to pry any further into that, Rob? Just I don't. There's too many images attached to that comment. Oh dear. How much to permanently either stick a beard to Boaty? Poor Boaty. I think Boaty should grow a beard. I think he'd suit a beard. Give him that air of. I'll subconsciously do this anyway. Give him that air of wisdom, like a wise sage, which completely contrasts against his rambling nonsense. Obviously, in a good way. I'm not criticising you, Boaty, but rambling nonsense is a good way to go. Unbridled, I'd say. I'd say unbridled rambling nonsense. Whereas Paul seems to, I get the feeling Paul thinks about what he's going to say that's nonsense before he says it. I think Boaty comes out with it, and once he said it, then he thinks about what he said, which is probably why they make such a good tag team, to be honest. He needs yours as a transplant. Poor Boaty. Everybody can grow a beard, I'm sure. And if not, just stick some like AstroTurf on your face. It could trace. It could be like fondle my buttocks or whatever the chosen phrase is of the time that he comes up on there. I wish Boaty'd get some microphones for his phone. So I was watching the latest one with you, Liz, and I could hardly hear what were going on most of the time on there. So yeah, let's try and maybe before a gimbal, let's try and get some microphones for Boaty. Let's try and get him some radio mics, or at least just a mic, so he can set it up in the middle of whoever's talking. What am I doing with my hand here? Yeah, so we can hear what's going on. Rob says, beards are priceless. The barbers don't take MasterCard. Yeah, exactly, Trace. It's like I'm not snob for doing things like with proper professional gear and stuff. Obviously, because I've got like, well, I can't even, I'll put everything away. I'm not bloody hell. Um, I've got a Drift 4K camera that I shouldn't have got 4K because I'm never going to record in 4K. It's just too processing heavy. And I've got a couple of GoPros that cost me like 30 or 40 quid each on there. So they're not the best, but they do HD and they've got mic inputs on them. And I've got a couple of, well, the brand's Purple Panda, but they're just like little lavalier mics. They're really, really quite, but they're not weren't expensive. I think one of them used for 15 quid and the other one new with 30 quid. So they're not a massive amount. But they're just really, really handy and useful to have at mic so you can actually position where the pickup is. It's alright filming on the camera. Stop it. Filming on the phone, when you're holding the phone and pointing it towards things, and then whatever you're saying is going straight to the phone. Come on, straight to the phone anyway. But as soon as you put your phone down somewhere and you're wanting to record a shot away from it, then yeah, you need some better than that. So yeah, a couple of radio mics. I've been looking at getting some cheap ones actually off Amazon to see what they're like. I know everybody uses them Rhodes ones, but they look a bit chunky. Like they're like a big square, and they seem to hang off people's jackets and pull them down and stuff. There must be some that are like a cheaper version of like ones that they use on TV, where it's just the mic bit on a lead, and then you put the pack in your pocket or something like that. Anyway, ramble. Hang on, let's have some more penny flute. There we go. So I wrote some topics so I didn't get stuck with nothing to say. But you guys are keeping me entertained with stuff to talk about anyway, so maybe none of these topics will be a waste of time, and that'll be the sort of hour up until this stream that I spent making sure I got something prepped completely wasted, and I could have done something way more interesting with my life than writing down on a bit of paper, like no idea. Pingu Concord says, "What is your favourite lolly sweet?" You mean like Chupa Chups, that kind of lolly sweet, Pingu? You mean like a boiled sweet but on a stick? Oh, it doesn't have to be a boiled sweet, does it? It could be like drumsticks. They're like chewy ones. Or push pops. Would you count them as a lolly sweet? Are they still a thing? Push pop. Does anybody remember push pops? Does anybody care that push pops were a thing? Played a perfect third, then nonsense. Rob, are you a muso? Are you a muso, Rob? Yes, like them, innit, bruv? I don't know. I don't eat sweets. I don't really like chocolate either. Is Henrietta in daily use yet? Do your prep stuff. Right, bad books. I'll answer your question first, and then I'll go to my prepped stuff. Wiki. No, she's not. There's a couple of reasons. One, she needs new tires because there's one of them that's pretty much bald on outside and's got a slow puncher, and then there's another one that's got a big chunk out at the side wall. But the one's on front right, one's on rear left, and then I don't know about other two. They might be all right, but I need to put a set of new tires on anyway. So once that's done, there's loads of little bits that need doing on, like steering pump. I think's leaking, or there's a leak somewhere of steering fluid. So I need to find where that is. And then I want to get everything else sorted, so like make sure brake discs don't need replacing, that sort of stuff. And I want to take the wheels off and check the rear trailing arms because that's apparently a weak area. But yeah, I don't think I'll be daily in her because my daily drive is pretty much standing around in traffic. So where I work is, I don't know whether any of you know much of Sheffield at all, but I kind of live between Sheffield and Barnsley, so it's kind of North Sheffield. So the main road in for me when I'm going to work is the A61. So I'm pretty much from about a mile from our house, I get to A61 and it's pretty much stop start all the way in there. So if there was no traffic, I could get to work maybe 15, 20 minutes. Like if I've been working near Christmas and there's been no on road, it's been 15, 20 minutes for me to get in there. Um, Normally it takes me about 50 minutes to get to work. It's just there's just so much traffic and traffic lights and stuff. It's bonkers. So Henrietta ended up costing me more in fuel than Civic would. Civic's quite good for city stuff. Henrietta's not very good for fuel economy. But we managed to get 60 mpg, I think he said. Was it 50 or 60 mpg out of Henny on his way back? I've not managed to get anywhere near that. I did it from Motorist back home, which is mostly I went on motorway, and that were like, I think I managed to get 38.5 mpg out of it. Normally it's like 30ish, because I say I'm driving little towns and country lanes and stuff. Just buttock rice pudding for you then. Yeah, exactly, Pingu. Yeah, rice buttocks and pudding. Rice buttocks, there you go. Oh, Rob has some musical ability. I thought that comment underneath was about your musical ability for a bit, Rob. Because I grew up with dogs as opposed to parents, my push pops always ended up slightly furry. Okay, well, dogs are nice. There's too much responsibility having a dog though. For me, anyways. Like for me, if you having a dog's good, because we used to have a dog called Rex, and he were bonkers, and I used to go jogging with him in the morning, and he had two speeds. He had too slow and too bloody fast. But the problem with taking him out walking is other dog owners automatically assume that you're a social dog person, and they want to talk to you, and then you've got dogs that want to interact with each other, and yeah, I'm not that big of a social person for stuff like that. So cats are more my thing. What did we get up to? So Rob has some musical ability. It's another thing we should talk about when we meet up, Rob, which I'm quite looking forward to. Um, yeah, I need to proper fix Margaret's brake there first. I mean, I don't really need to. We can meet up in anything. I've always got a car that works or a bike. But I don't suppose you could test ride the bike, could you? I don't know whether you've got your bike license. Pingu, please excuse my ignorance, but what is your day job? Um, it is I work in a call centre basically for pensions. So it's not the most interesting thing, and it's like I say, super busy near tax year end because everybody wants to. People want to take the money out before the tax year changes, and also people want to pay as much as they can in so they can basically there's loads of people that want to make sure they've hit that putting in 40 grand in the tax year limit before the next tax year on there. And you'd be surprised how important it is for people to pay in exactly £40,000 into their pension in that tax year. I just wish I had 40 grand earnings full stop, never mind 40 grand I could pay into the what do we call it, pension. And it's not ignorance, by the way, Pingu Concord. It's not something I talk about because I'm not interested. it's I've got a great team that I work with, and my tail's really nice. Um, and I really like the company I work for. But yeah, the job can be yeah. It didn't always used to be call after call after call. It used to have bit more interest, a bit more doing stuff for the customer. But anyway, that's work stuff. We're not talking about that. So shum. Where else we got? It says, wish him indoors wasn't watching football on main telly as I can't have the sound on to listening. So here to offer viewing hours. How's that for newbie dedication? Oh, thanks, Liz. That's cool. I'll try and do some sign language, so you know what I'm saying. Or I could just move my mouth and say nothing, and Liz wouldn't know. So I'm just going to do that for a bit, and then see if Liz can guess that I'm not doing anything. And yeah, and I was absolutely bollocks. His day job was a flute busker in Sheffield. Oh yeah, cool. Cool. Right, I'm going to my topics. Are you ready? I could do with doing that news thing, couldn't I? I don't think I've got that new sound effect there. Let's have a listen, see what we got. Right, are you ready? Are you ready for topics? Topics. So the first topic I've got is potholes. How bloody annoying are potholes recently? I don't know about where anybody else lives, but certainly in Sheffield, not so much in Barnsley, but certainly in Sheffield, they seem to have got more potholes, but they're not actually fixing them. It's annoying. It's proper annoying, and it's not. It's not like they're patching them up and then they're breaking again. They just don't seem to be patching them up anymore. Proper annoying. But I found a road article, a news article about it. So this is in Auto Express. Express. Who remembers that? Road repair and building plans could be slashed by 2023 austerity budget. UK drivers face yet more doom and gloom as signs point to the forthcoming budget leading to big cuts in road building plans. The 15th of March budget could be a crunch point for UK roads as the Department for Transport juggles calls for cash against the Treasury's aims to reduce the national deficit. Deficit, what a horrible word that is. The Department for Transport says it's close to finalising how its spending will be allocated next year. Next year? I thought that was supposed to be... That's 24 in puddings. At the Transport Select Committee hearing on the 1st of February, Chief Civil Servant Dame Bernadette Kelly told MPs the March budget, next tax year, the March budget will be a significant movement. Not only will councils be allocated cash for maintaining their crumbling local roads, but the Department for Transport is also grappling with funds for its roads investment strategy for the national network of motorways and A roads. One MP on the committee, Labour's Ben Bradshaw, suggested cost overruns and delays in the current second phase of the road investment strategy would mean expensive new projects like that National Highways hopes to build from 2025, which include the A303 Stonehenge Tunnel. Oh, is that so? Is that so when you're at Stonehenge you don't see cars at distance? Is that the whole thing for it? Has anybody been to Stonehenge? Oh, in fact, I need to put streaming back on. You fancy some sausages then, Paul? Can you clarify when you say you fancy some sausages? Because the word fancy can mean a few different things. Well, two at least, can't it? I mean, I would hope that you don't fancy... Well, actually, the word sausages can be different things as well. Again, I think maybe that's another one that we don't go into there. Pingu Concord says, the potholes down here in the southeast are so big, they need planning permission to build them up to level again. the thing with the potholes around here. To be honest, like Henrietta's fine on him. Like Henrietta can drive over anything, and she's got like low profile tires on, but the rest of us quite squidgy. But Margaret is like, yeah, there's like the two potholes on Margaret aren't a good mix. At least I can dodge around them generally. It's like when I went to Yard before Christmas. There's one little section. Paul will know which village it is. I don't know what any of the places were called that I went through. Apart from Marsden, which I got confused with Marston. So I was thinking, Marsden, there's loads of breweries, or there's a big brewery there. No, it's a different place, that, Simon. Yeah, one of the places on the way to Yard's got loads of bloody speed bumps on it, and they're like the most aggressive, that's the word, aggressive speed bumps ever. And Margaret like bottomed out a couple of times. Horrible. There's going to be no front end left to Margaret. It's a speed bump she is. Bad Book says the local council should have a website to report them. I think they do. I live in the middle of nowhere. I reported it in January and now fixed. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll have a look into that for you then. For you, you don't need to know. I'll look into it for me. Liz says Richmond sausages are the best. Oh, she can hear. Now then, Liz, we're going back to. Oh no, she can't hear. She's just reading Paul's comment on there. He still fancies some sausages, so we need to know whether he fancies some sausages fancies some sausages, or he'd like to eat some sausages. And when he says sausages, we need to know if he means food sausages or fun sausages. I think the Stonehenge tunnel is actually so you can't see the Stonehenge when you're driving back. Ah, okay. So you mean so people aren't tempted to sort of just drive past it rather than paying to go and walk around it? Well, when I say walk around it, you can't really get that close to it. I were a bit disappointed when we went, which is a bit of a. To be honest, I had a bit of a weird introduction to when we went to Stonehenge. So my brother at the time, this is gonna sound weird. My brother at the time were going out with a Chinese girl called Dolphin. No, Echo. That's right. Called Echo, and I just kept calling her Dolphin all the time. And one day, because we used to share a flat, me and my brother. One day he's like, "Oh, do you want to come to out on a trip where Echo and I don't know whether it were I don't know whether she were at college or uni or what she were doing. I assume she was like at uni or something." I'm like, yeah, all right then, and it, like whatever, paid money for a ticket and stuff. Met up, and basically it was just me and my brother in a coach load of Chinese people, and obviously we're not Chinese, so the Eka could kind of translate some stuff, but not all of it. So we didn't really know what people were talking about and stuff. But yeah, we went to Stonehenge. That were fun. I was surprised how close you can't get to it, if that makes sense. What else have we got on there? Bad Book says never drive through a puddle, usually a pothole. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Is Margaret on Sanders suspension? Says Pingu Concord. No, she's not. She's on Einbach Green Springs. Because I thought one spring had cracked at top, so I thought, well, rather than just replace one spring, like she'd been on original one since new, obviously. I thought I'll just replace all of them, but have her a bit lower on there. And my dad hates it. He says it's too bouncy and too hard, and it's not comfortable. But she was never comfortable before on original springs anyway, so it's not a great loss. But she didn't roll off as much around. Well, she didn't roll much before, but she didn't roll hardly at all around corners now. So roundabouts are really fun. You can proper plant her through roundabouts. Except I don't know whether it were on that fireworks video I did when when I was driving up to where fireworks were at bonfire night. I came out of one roundabout and then got a bit sideways coming out of it because I must be at some gravel or something. That's she's not always sticky on roundabouts. Trey says, funny, I could sausage some fancies. That's weird. That's very weird. Pingu Concord, Stonehenge drive-through sponsored by McDonald's. Yeah, that'd be cool. Why? I wonder if there's a reason. There's got to be a reason why someone's not done a fake Stonehenge, like not even well to scale, but just like a random thing somewhere. Maybe there is. There was that thing I went to, that folly. I can't remember what it was called. That was like a little stone circle and stuff in that, that ancient rock CB aerial. Um, but yeah, I'm surprised nobody's done one like trying to think, like a McDonald's drive-through. You remember when there were that UFO shaped McDonald's? Just something like that, like a Stonehenge that you drive through the stones. Um, yeah, to your McDonald's, whatever. Hmm. did anybody watch, or has anybody watched? Welcome home, Simone. Round of applause for Simone by being home. Were you driving around, or did you walk home, or did you get on the bus, Simone? What's the buses like these days, and what are the buses like these days down south? Anybody ever watch? Oh my God, I can't remember what it's called. Spinal Tap, with the tiny, was it like 12-inch high Stonehenge that was in danger of being trodden on by a dwarf. That was good. Oh, hello, Radiator. Pingu Concord says, Mr. Beards and Bangers should buy Hubnut's Rover 820. Beards and Bangers said, has Hubnut got an 820? And then Beards and Bangers says, I thought he has a 423 Daihatsus. He loves his Daihatsus, and what's he got? He's got Daewoo Matiz. He's got that Daihatsu. Is it a Charade? Is that what they call it? Chevy. He's got that 2CV that's just rotting away underneath him. He's got Tuck. I think Tuck needs to be put out of commission, to be honest. I think he needs to get a trailer and trailer Tuck to places. Poor thing. My son built a mini Stonehenge on the beach once. It looked good until a Tuck wrapped inside the ring. Well, you say that, Pingu. Maybe nobody knows what the Stonehenge is for, do they? So maybe that is what it was for. Maybe back in prehistoric times, I mean, maybe just after dinosaurs, but before other things after dinosaurs. Maybe we had massive, like 100-foot tall dogs, and that's what it was for. Maybe it was like, maybe the Stonehenge is the very long time ago times, which is a technical term, version of the red poop boxes that you find in parks. Oh, is your 75? Sorry, I'm going to stop. I'm going to ask a serious question, Simone. It's serious because I've got a glass in my hand. Is your Rover 75 your daily car? That's all I'm going to say. Right, let's have a look at what my next subject is, because we kind of did potholes, didn't we? A dinosaur litter tray, exactly that, Pingu. So I'm going to put a question out there, and I'll wait for people to respond before I start talking about this subject. Otherwise, it might be a complete waste of time. So, does anybody watch or is interested in Formula One? And did you watch the testing last week? I'm looking up there for. Is that where testing is? Hello. I'll play a little tune on this while I'm waiting for someone to answer. Nobody's answered. Well, maybe I'll just leave that subject out then. Sadly not. More into rallying than F1. Petrolheads, yeah. I prefer F1, but I think the thing that changes it for me, being an F1 addict since 1991, good time to start in the 90s. I think the thing that kills it for me is, in fact, I need to think about this actually. So, F1 used to be free to view, and now it's just highlights on 4, which I can't stand watching highlights, because to me the whole thing of F1 having up to 2 hour long races is that it's how the whole race plays off. Seeing just highlights to me don't float my boat. Same with the rallying. Obviously, the rallying is a bit different. You can't really do everything. You've got to do it as highlights, but it's not free to view from what I remember. MotoGP the same, because that's on BT Sport, isn't it? Yeah, so that's kind of thing that annoys me about it, because I have to pay for the Sky Sports Dewberry What's It thingy, but the F1's really the only thing that's on there that I kind of really want to watch. Like I watched some IndyCar last year. I weren't that fussed about it. But if Sky F1 had got F1, sorry, if Sky Sports had got F1, MotoGP, British Superbikes, I liked that. Again, that's only highlights, isn't it? That's on ITV4. It's so annoying. I just want there's loads of stuff I'd like to watch, but yeah, just I don't. I'm not keen. Not a big fan of highlights. What else have we got saying? All right, cool, Simone. Yeah. So what? So I'm right in thinking yours is a diesel automatic, isn't it? And if it is, what miles per gallon do you get out of yours? Boring MPG talk, but I apologise. Right then, watch this one here. Tracy says, "A good job Liz can't have the sound up. Her cat's ears would be going nuts with that flute." True, true. Uji says, sorry, Udge says, and I'll do an impression of her voice while I read this out. Are you ready? My husband loves F1, so I do watch some from time to time, and it's alright. More interesting than foot flipping ball. That's how Judge talks. That's if you like it. If you like it, Smanny. That's another thing with the Sky stuff. It used to be that you could get like pay subscription and then you could watch it on up to 5 devices, I think it were. But they limited it down to 3 now, and you have to pay for a booster to do that. And they've got rid of the app only one as well. So it's kind of I'm a bit stuck. So I pay for it, and then my brother and my dad pay like a tenner a month for it. Then so it kind of works out even. Yeah, it's true, Pingu. If you're not watching it live, it's just like the story to me. It's like watching a film and then like skipping 2 chapters every other chapter. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of tell what's going on, but it's like the suspense of like seeing what strategy calls and stuff get played out. I don't know what you're laughing at, Trace. That's how she talks. Um, when I grow up, I aspire to get Sky F1. Simone, yeah, it is true. It used to be free. Like my not my earliest memories are F1, but yeah, my biggest memories of F1 are when it used to be on ITV and they used to have like Iron Maiden Can I Play with Madness as the theme tune, and Australia used to be first race and used to be on a proper time for where excuse me where the Grand Prix was being held, so it'd be on like at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever in England, but 2 o'clock in the afternoon start in Australia or whatever. Um, but that's the kind of thing that I like. Like that's another thing about F1 that's kind of annoying, mate. It's like I don't want to watch it at 2 o'clock on an afternoon. I want to go through the experience of if it's in a country that's in a completely different time zone that I have to work around that and get up super early and stuff. That's annoying me. That is annoying me. Sorry, bad books. Yeah, Beers and Bangers, the Drive to blah, blah, start again. Drive to Survive. Yeah, I kind of enjoy that. It seems a bit dramatic, like when they have screeching tires and crash bang when cars go into barriers and stuff. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I remember it being on BBC as well, Pingu. But yeah, ITV was kind of when I was living not at my parents and stuff, so I had to like I had my own TV and stuff. Chase says, I used to love the live F1 start of the season Australian round. Yeah, exactly. All Scrappy because back at school and having to get up at 4 a.m. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's what I liked about it. It's terrible when they start moving stuff about. I don't like that. I want it to be proper. Because can you imagine? It's like so. I don't know how many of you guys go to like normal race meets in UK. Like I go to Donington sometimes and watch um, like something racing there or Cadwell and for MG days and stuff. But there's like you go to a day and there's like a set schedule on there, and like if you went to Silverstone to watch F1, F1 starts at X o'clock in the afternoon. In the morning they've got Formula whatever and this and that and other, and that's your schedule on there. Now if that schedule gets tarted about because they need the start time in the UK to be more acceptable, then that means you put in like the F1 race later or super early. It kind of messes the whole schedule thing up. Get more respect for the people that are paying like 300 quid for a ticket, if that's how much it is now. I'm assuming it's that amount. It's like how much it were when I last went. Bad Bucks. He's now licking his Jacobs. What, like cream crackers? Your dog eats cream crackers. Well, licks cream crackers. Pingu Concord. It's not been the same since we lost Murray Walker's commentary. It is true. It is true, but oh, what's his name? Martin Brundle's getting a bit Murray Walker now. And I never thought I'd say that. He used to be sharp as a tack, didn't he? And Crofty does my nutting. Oh, Crofty. Greenwood. Trey says, I've been to a couple of Branch Hatch Superbikes heats back in the day. Yeah, Superbikes. Have I been to Superbikes? I've been to British Superbikes at Cadwell because the mountain bit on Cadwell is the most amazing place you'll see a motorbike go up. Murray Walker's voice was a V10 engine, and that's why we loved him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true, Rob. It is true. Yeah, yeah. He had a style, didn't he? Murray Walker started by commentating on motorbike races, didn't he? Simone says, if my 75 dies, what car should I buy? I don't know. I think you could do a lot worse than buying another 75. To be honest, there's so many things out there at the moment, isn't they? Like for example, I think Rob's selling Kitten Face, but Kitten Face to me is like the perfect rag around car. Um, if I had the money and the space and I wasn't poor, I'd be tempted to buy Kitten Face off Rob and then strip it all out and put some silly graphics on it and stuff like that because that exhaust just sounds amazing. I want Henrietta to have a fat burbly exhaust, but I think it might might be a step too far for some people. Pingu Concord says, "Do I have a favourite team in F1?" I don't really have a favourite team. That's another thing I was gonna I've put down on here about F1, which I didn't think we were going to talk about. We've talked about for ages. Is like I seem to know a lot of people that like specific drivers because they're from the same country. Like there's a lot of people that I know that like Hamilton, and now when I say, well, what is it you like about him? Well, he's British, isn't he? He's done really well. It's like, but is that the only reason why you like him because he's British on there? I mean, yeah, I don't have a particular favourite team. I like going for underdog, which I think is quite a lot of people do. So, don't know. Alfa Romeo looks decent this this year. I want Haas to do well because I want them to get back to where they were before, and I'm quite interested to see how Magnussen and Hulkenberg do. That's quite a pair in there. I'm a bit sad that Aston Martin didn't call on Vettel to come back for this first race. That'd have been amazing. Yeah, Jimmy Quinn, like you like the look of 75s, but would only buy a V8. Oh, V8, so yeah, so V8's the big chunky one, isn't it? So my plan is to get Henny sort of done up and then save up a bit and get an MGZT V6. I think that's my ultimate goal on there. V6 ZTT. It has to be a TT though, not a saloon one. Trey says, no, not Neil Hamilton. He was an MP. Who am I thinking of? I met him and got an autographed T-shirt. Googles. Neil Mackenzie. Yeah, I think I know you mean. Bad Books. Don't watch F1, but do miss Murray Walker. Remembering commentating with James Hunt, hilarious. Yeah. Simone, I was thinking of a classic British Leyland car. Well, there's plenty to go at. You know what I fancy? Or not fancy. I fancy loads of cars, but the ones I like are the. Is it an MG 1300 like Senior Mustard's got? I like them. Yes, Simone, I agree with that. Hamilton is smug. He seems to. I'm not going to start beating up on him, but he seems to. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know. Never met him, so it could just be a media thing. But he seems to feel like he's entitled to everything. Oh, hang on. I need to find a sound effect because we've got some news coming in. Um, there we go. Apparently, the name's Roger Botte, Mr. George Roger Botte. What? Hi, Black Lines. How are you doing? Rob, how dare you call Simone a land crab? She didn't ask for that sort of insult. Take it back. Well, we're getting close to. We've gone on longer than I expected. I were planning on having this wound up for quarter two. We don't want to run over into Mr. Mustard's stream on there. Simone says, I would like Haas to do well this year, but would like Ferrari to win the championship. You know what, Simone? I'm, I'm not a massive Ferrari fan of the road cars. I think it's because everybody bangs on about Ferrari. Like you mentioned, expensive sports cars, and everybody just assumes you're talking about Ferrari. And the fact that all Ferrari fans seem to be everybody. They seem to be like the Man United of the car world. All seem to want red Ferraris, and to me that's the worst colour. Like I'd much rather have a yellow Ferrari if I were going to have one. Um, but I do really want Leclerc and Sainz to do well. I want Sainz to finally get on form because there seems to be so many times where he's just not quite there. And Leclerc just has bad luck with Ferrari being a bit crap with the strategy and stuff. But yeah, I want them both to do really well. But it's annoying because I also I also want Perez to do really well, and yeah, I want Russell to beat Hamilton again. Because there were one funny thing that one of the commentators said during testing, and it's just this kind of just highlights the kind of I don't know whether it's like the media mentality in England or whether it's just a general thing, but it was while George Russell was busy getting all those fifth places um, in the races last year, Hamilton was busy behind the scenes improving the car for the team, as though Russell did nothing about that, as though it's all down to Hamilton that Russell's doing well in getting these fifth places. That's bonkers. Come on, people. Hamilton's like a really good driver, and I respect everything that he's achieved on there. But he's not going to be the best all the time. There's going to be someone else that's better than him. That's how it works. That's sports. Anyway, um, yeah. So I would like Haas to do well. I want Haas to do well on there. Black Line says, I want Bottas to perform well for Sauber Alfa Romeo. Yeah, I think Bottas deserves stuff there. Start again. He had the upper hand on Hamilton a few times, but say Hamilton is a dominant force, isn't he? And it is kind of Hamilton's team. No matter what they say, Mercedes is Hamilton's team, and if you're gonna be in Mercedes and beating Hamilton, that shows that you've got some talent. Well, thanks for that, everybody. I'm glad we got together for that. Some nice chats. I only managed to get through 2 of my 5 subjects. We'd got EV buyers, because apparently the main people to be buying electric vehicles are wealthy millennials that are trading in luxury petrol/diesel cars. So that's like millennials driving around in Mercs and Ferraris, are trading them in and buying smaller EVs, which is crackers. So there you go. And I'd also written down the 10 most popular British sandwiches, or the 10 most popular sandwiches in Britain. That was going to be interesting. And then I've got an extra category that I might add in another time, which is the film of your life. Who would play you, and what would the title be called? But I don't want to know now. We'll do it next time. Simone says the only reason I would like them to win is because it has been such a long time for them, but also Williams. It would be great to see them back near the front. Yeah, I agree, Simone. I agree. To be honest, since Claire Williams? Since Claire Williams left, I've not really paid much attention to Williams. They seem to have gone a bit into that corporate sort of background. But yeah, I agree. It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see everybody having at least a pop. There were one season, weren't there, where we had 6 different winners in first 6 races. That was quite cool. Right, so that's it. We're going to wrap up now. So take care, everybody, and I'll do this same time next week, unless loads of people put in the comments that they want it to be a different day. But Tuesday seems fine to me. Right here. I shall catch you all in about 4 minutes on Mustard Stream. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Apart from you, your judge, you can piss off. Piss off. Bye.